What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC, and I was challenged by Rich over at True Budget EDC and Prepping for the month of October to carry $200 EDC loadout, and it had specific items that you need to carry, which if you're interested in partaking, it's an open challenge. He did tag me, but anyone can participate. You can put it on YouTube, or you can just do it for yourself. And I'll share the list as I'm going through it, but I'll also just show, I have it all written down as well as what my loadout costs in this journal, so I'll show that at the end of the video if you're interested in partaking. But super excited to participate in this for a couple of reasons. One is I always try and do a variety of budget gear, expensive gear, anywhere in between. You know, I've done $20 knives and I've done $500 knives on the channel, $3 pouches and $120 pouches, and kind of anything that I show, I try and show a variety that's accessible to anyone, as well as kind of stuff that you don't really need, honestly. And so this challenge is a really good reminder that most of the time this budget gear is just as effective. You know, the $20 knife isn't going to do, or I guess the $500 knife isn't going to do anything the $20 knife can't. It might have more bells and whistles, better material. You might need to sharpen it less often because it has a better steel, but they do the same thing at the end of the day. And so it's just a good reminder that you don't need all the material things. Usually the basic version is going to do just as much as the expensive version. And then the other reason I was excited about it is it was just kind of very timely for me and where I am in my life. On Friday is my last day at my current job. I'm in an executive role in an industry that I've been in for a very long time, and honestly, it's my dream job, and I decided to leave and start my own company in October. So although I'm doing fine financially, I'm definitely going to have to tighten down my spending and really kind of be a little bit budget conscious while I get this off the ground. And so just kind of a timely video for me and a good exercise, even if that weren't the case. But let's get into what I'm actually carrying for the month of October. And again, I will show this as well, but the requirements are $200 or under $200, and you need at least the following items: a notebook, a pen, a knife, a wallet, a flashlight, and an EDC pouch. And again, if you spend less than $200, you can add miscellaneous items in there. And so I did go that route. I wanted to at least include 2 other items. And so I was very conscious of what I was putting in here so that I had room for these 2 other items. And so we'll start off with just the notebook. We'll go in order, I guess. The notebook, I went with a Log and Jotter. I have a 2 notebook subscription through Log and Jotter. I get them every month for $8.50 for 2 notebooks, meaning that each one costs me about $4.25. I'm going to use this one all month. Hopefully I don't run out of pages, but it has 40 pages, so I should be okay. But I'm going to carry this, and again, that's $4.25. I also decided to go with a super basic pen. This is one of my favorite pens. I use this at home, at the office. It's the Uniball Signo Bold 207, or 207 Bold, I guess. They come in micro and non-bold as well, which are both really good, but I like the bold myself. It's a little bit inky for some people, but for me, really like it, and decided to go with a basic pen, which is unusual for me. Usually at home in the office, I always use these, but when I go anywhere, if I'm going to meetings, anything like that, I'll usually try and put like a fancier tactile turn or other Grafton pen, Big Idea Designs, any of those type of pens in there. Just something a little bit more fancy, usually a metal body, but decided to go with a basic pen in order to keep the loadout cheap. You know, a tactile turn pen is going to cost you at least $100, probably a little bit more, and so didn't want to blow the budget on the pen. Could have went with like an Everyman or something. Those are like $40 to $60, but again, it's a lot for the pen. And so wanted to go super budget with my writing material, especially because for the most part, I'll be working from home. Obviously, I just mentioned that starting a new company, so working from home and can use just regular pen and paper, but when I do want to take something out of the house, only spent about $7 on these 2 items. And so went super budget friendly with those 2 items. And then moving on to the wallet, I went with a combo wallet and EDC pouch, and so could have definitely gotten a cheaper pouch or a cheaper wallet in here, but this one kind of functions as both. This is the Zip Pouch Pro from Alpaca Gear. I've done a video on this. This is $35, so pretty budget friendly and works really well as both a wallet and an EDC pouch. Have some extra pockets in here that I'm not even utilizing right now. And so I'll obviously talk about the items on the outside, but the main portion of this is just for cards and cash and that sort of thing. And so this is a really kind of lightweight wallet, front pocket, and can carry some of my EDC gear or not. I really wanted to be pretty modular with the loadout. So if I'm wearing, athletic shorts, something like that, I can carry just the knife and the wallet, or just my knife and my keys, and really kind of take out some of the other items, but also wanted to be able to carry a pretty full loadout. And so went with the Zip Pouch Pro, one of my favorite little pouches that can double as a wallet. And then for the flashlight, I have this new flashlight that I'm checking out from Ray Light. It's called the Pineapple, and I got this in the Going Gear subscription. It was listed at $31.50, has a 10440 battery, rechargeable battery. I do have a recharger for that, but it also takes AAA. And so just kind of a nice size flashlight that fits in the pouch well, and have been wanting to test out anyway. And only $31.50, so not too bad in terms of pricing. And then for the knife, I went a similar route, also from Going Gear. This was the QSP Penguin in black micarta, D2 steel. Also wanting to test this out for a video, and so figured it was good to carry and super budget friendly. I believe this is listed on Amazon right now at $32.66. So a pretty cheap knife, and left me a lot of room in the budget. So those are all of the mandatory items for this challenge. And so obviously it's pretty modular. I can carry the flashlight, knife, and wallet, just the wallet and knife, the notebook, and all, or everything. But I had a couple extra items that I wanted to include in this loadout. And so the first was obviously in frame the whole time was this Gondek EDC Hank. Always like to carry a Hank. Gondek EDC is obviously super cheap and featured on the channel quite a bit. So these are only $10. So I was able to include that within the budget. And I should say, for the regular loadout, although it was a $200 challenge, I did $106.91 without the miscellaneous items. So had a lot of room left over. I only added 2 items on top of that, and one of the items ate up most of that budget. So included the Hank at $10. And the last item was one that I'm not always gonna carry. Obviously I don't carry it everywhere, but I wanted to be able to include a multi-tool. So I went with the Leatherman Wingman. I could have went with the bolster, or something a little bit cheaper, or even a smaller multi-tool, but had the budget for this. This is $69.95 on Amazon. So probably, actually is by far the priciest item in this loadout at $70, but again, wanted to be able to have the option to carry a multi-tool. I often have one on me, and this is kind of a medium size, not too big. It does fit on the outside of the pouch, and so that was kind of a nice thing on that front pocket that you see is empty. And again, most days I'm probably not going to carry this. If I'm running to the store, if I'm taking my dog for a walk, I'm not going to throw the multi-tool in there. But if I have somewhere that I think that I might want to carry it, I wanted to be able to carry a multi-tool without cheating on the challenge. And so that was kind of my full loadout if I wanted to carry everything. But again, some days I'll take parts of this, and some days I will take everything. And so if you're interested in taking part in this challenge, it is True Budget EDC and Prepping. Definitely tag him. He obviously came up with the challenge, so make sure you tag him in that if you're doing it on YouTube, or if you're just doing it for yourself, feel free to message him, comment, let him know that you're participating. But it's $200, and the required items are a notebook, a pen, a knife, a wallet, a flashlight, and an EDC pouch. Anything else that you want to add, as long as you have the budget for it, you can, but those are the required items. And so again, just for pricing, if you're interested in the loadout I have, and I'll put links to everything that I can down in the description below, but the Log and Jotter is $425, the Uniball Signo 207 Bold is $350, and I probably could have gotten even cheaper on that. I buy them in bulk. Usually I'll buy a 12 or 20 pack, and if you buy an individual pen, it's $350, but if you're buying a 20 pack, it's probably less than $1. And so $350, the QSP Penguin, again, I went with the current Amazon listing for the Black Micarta D2 version at $32.66. The Zip Pouch Pro from Alpaca, $35. The Ray Light Pineapple, $31.50. I went with the Going Gear price on that. I'm assuming you can get it on their website. If so, I'll link it, but I just went with the pricing they sent on their pricing sheet. And that's a subtotal of $106.91. And then obviously added the Hank at $10 and the Leatherman Wingman at the current Amazon price of $69.95. Although I think I got it for significantly cheaper than that. but I've had this one for a few years, and so the price for everything has gone up. So I went with the current listing, and so for the total loadout is $186.86, and left a few dollars there. I definitely could have filled it up. If anything, I might add just kind of like a Bic lighter or something like that if I want to have a lighter. I like to have a lighter. I don't know why. I don't use them very often, but I like to carry a lighter, and so probably will add a Bic into there, but those are $2.99, something like that. And so $186.86. Definitely let me know what you think of this loadout, if you would change anything on the $200 loadout, and if you're participating in the challenge. Again, it goes from October 1st to the end of the month, and I will do another video sometime around the end of the month. I might do it after or might right at the end there, but just kind of talking about my experience, if I learned anything from it, what I thought of the gear that I chose, if I would replace anything, if I were to do it again. And then we'll see. From there, in November, I may decide to take what I learned and change my loadout and try it again for November, or I may try and do a different challenge or nothing at all. We'll see how it goes. But thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out Rich over at True Budget EDC and Prepping for his $200 loadout. He's already posted his video, I think yesterday by the time this goes up, and so definitely check that out, as well as anyone else participating in the challenge. I think Wasted Beer Money, EDC for Fun, not sure who else. I think he has a bunch of people tagged in his video that already mentioned that they were going to participate, so definitely check out all of those to see what other people are doing for this $200 challenge. But thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and as always, I hope you have a great one. Take care.